Hello, welcome to Living on the Spectrum 17. Today we are on our way to our Harry Potter tour. So I'll get some snippets for you of the Harry Potter tour, take some videos and to take you along the way. So I'll see you when we get to the Harry Potter tour and I'll see you when we start the tour. Let's go.
Definitely still up there. It's more kind of the most popular one. You can kind of get an idea for how prestigious this school is by the fact that it is where J.K. Rowling chose to send her children. So her two children from her second marriage, her two younger children, both attended George Heriot's from around the age of 4. So you start at nursery at this school and you go right through until you're 18. So they did all of their schooling here at George Heriot's because, of course, by the time she was sending her younger children to school, in around the kind of early to mid 2000s, she had not only her fame and success from the Harry Potter series, but more importantly her fortune. So she was able to afford to send her children here. Prior to that, when she first moved to Edinburgh in the early 90s, she had her eldest child with her. Jessica was born in around the late 80s, so she was only a baby when they from the Harry Potter films. When creating the films, they did really amp up the drama of Hogwarts. They made it a lot more grand, a lot more gothic. Originally, Rowling had just imagined it to be this kind of rectangular shaped building with 4 turrets, one in each of its corners, which this building of course is. She did a lot of illustrations during the earlier writing process. She drew what she thought some of the characters might look like. There were some really great illustrations that she did of McGonagall, Hagrid, Snape. One of the few visuals of Peeves comes from these drawings that she did. And then she drew a kind of map of the school. She drew it from above so that she could work out where the school was in connection to the forest, the Quidditch pitch, the lake. And in that drawing, it looks very much like this building here. Now, she envisioned having her 4 turrets in her Hogwarts castle to represent those 4 houses within the school. And that is another connection that we find between these 2 buildings. This school also has 4 houses. It has Greyfriars, Laurston, Rayburn and Castle. And whilst I'm sure these 4 houses are not quite as competitive as your 4 Hogwarts houses, they do share the same 4 house colours. So you've got a red house, a blue house, a green house, and a cream house, which is close enough to yellow. Now, in all honesty, this is something that is pretty common in the UK nowadays. Most schools in Britain will be split down into 4 houses, and most of the time they are connected with those 4 house colours, both St Jessica to George Heriot's. But that wasn't her first connection to the school. Her first viewing of the school was whilst wandering the graveyard. And she saw this building, this kind of Gothic style castle with lots of turrets and windows, and she decided that that was what her Hogwarts was to look like, at least from the outside. The school it is. This building was first built in 1628, and it has always been a school. However, when they first built it in the 1600s, it was a very different kind of school. Originally, it was built to be a school and home for the orphans of the city of Edinburgh. Now, first finds our fair share of orphans in Hogwarts, Harry Potter himself being one of them. But then there's also a character that comes to the school directly from a building similar to what George Heriot's would have originally been. So, this is one of the most popular graves here in the graveyard. We're going to head down this way and see if it's free. If not, I'll tell you about it in front of it, and then we'll head round and have a look after. We're lit on fire. Riddle. And you will see that the name we have here, the second name, is spelled very slightly different to the one that we found in the Harry Potter series. We've got an extra letter in the second name here, which makes it Riddle rather than Riddle. Now, there's a few reasons why we think Rowling might have removed that letter and changed the spelling of the second name. One being that George Mackenzie rounded up any of the more outspoken Protestants and sent them all to the Covenanters' prison. Creatures who guard the prisons of Azkaban that, if they get close enough to you, will suck the soul out of you, make you feel like there's no happiness left in the world. The same kind of feeling that Rowling was having at this point in her life. One of her very few little pieces of happiness during this time, she also, Anne Potter was the name of the family that lived next door to her, where she became name, but her first name, Minerva Remus Lupin. So Remus comes from her passion for classics, specifically classic literature, not classic literature, classic history. Does anyone know where in history you find the name Remus? Yes. So there's 2 brothers who founded the ancient city of Rome, and they are called Romulus and Remus. And these 2 brothers were raised by a pack of wolves. So you've got a wolf connection there to his name, and then his second name, Lupin, comes from the Latin word lupine, which simply means wolf-like, in the same way that canine means dog-like. So, as I said, his name simply just describes what he is, and that is a werewolf. Yeah?
But you need it.
Because she's like possessed in the Chamber of Secrets. Yeah, that is another one. We're talking about professors. There is other people as well in Hogwarts that aren't their true selves. Other people like Ginny, because she gets controlled or possessed by that diary. Some people would also say Professor Trelawney maybe wasn't her true self.
She
she claimed that she could see, but she couldn't she never
Well, if she
really
goes out
made
of the
any
topic, then that's
prophecies other than that one that she makes very early on in her life. There's a
Sounds
Latin
kinda
word
right.
for white.
Yeah.
There's a couple of references there. We obviously have his signature white. In fact, there's only one for having been in the presence of a Dementor. So if you see a Dementor, first of all, you cast.
Huh? It's a beautiful city, isn't it?
In the series, and she insisted that a publisher took her on for a multiple book publishing deal, which, as an unpublished author with no reference of success, was not the easiest thing to find. There was then also more religious standpoints. Some people thought that it celebrated or promoted dark magic and witchcraft, and for that reason didn't want to publish it. And finally there was the main reason, and in my opinion, the most ridiculous reason. And that was simply the name that Rowling wanted to publish the series under. She wanted to publish it under her own name, Joanne Rowling. That is, until one afternoon, when Bloomsbury phoned her up and they said, you know, we're very interested in publishing Harry Potter, we just don't think anyone will buy it. We don't think that little boys will want to read a book about a boy wizard that has been written by a woman. So, do you have a middle name? And if so, would you consider publishing the series under initials so that people buying the books, at least at first glance, won't be able to tell whether you are a man or a woman? So that's why we end up with the series being published under those initials, J.K. Rowling. It's not what she originally wanted, but it's what she had to agree on to get somebody to publish the Harry Potter series. And what I find crazy is that still to this day, 30 years later, she doesn't publish under her own name. After finishing the Harry Potter series, she wanted to turn her hand to writing for adult audiences. So she wrote a book called Casual Vacancies, published it under J.K. Rowling, and it was awfully reviewed. Nobody liked it because everyone was comparing it to Harry Potter. So when she then decided that she wanted to write a series of crime novels, she decided that she would write under a false name. She would write under an alias. And interestingly, she would choose a man's name to write under. So there is a whole series of crime novels out there now. I think she's on maybe 7th or 8th book in this series, written by the name Robert Galbraith. However, it did very quickly become apparent that it was just Rowling writing these books, but she still to this day publishes them under that false name. Now, I by no means say
A, B, C, D, E.